Hello guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Chelsea Explained, as this is your match review after Chelsea won against United 1-0, and this victory is so important for us because this has helped us getting back into top 5, and hopefully this gonna help us put us in an advantage of gaining Champions League football, which we desperately need. We have some teams around us that still has a game in hand, but we are done our part, and now the only game we have left until the season ends is against Forest, who will be like a final because we both gonna fight for the Champions League spots. Now, despite us being pretty lackluster for a large portion of the game and not really playing to our best levels, we still manage to get the job done, get the result, 3 points, which is at the end of the day the most important thing. And we can be really grateful to that Man United is not the same like they once was. I mean, they are so poor is unbelievable. I don't think I never seen a United side be this poor. I don't think they have won in Premier League in the last 8 games or something. So even though it's United, I mean it's still like a big game, so to say. But I think we showed a bit of nervousness and not being fully concentrated in those first 50 minutes. I would have liked us to be in charge of the first half and the second half and completely dominate Man United left, right, and center. But instead, we allowed them to control possession. We were sloppy in our pressing and closing down, and United almost scored the first goal through a fantastic world class whipped pass from Bruno Fernandes, who wasn't closed down and was allowed to have that time to play such a delicate pass to Maguire, and he scored 1-0. But thankfully, he was offside with just few centimeters, and we got some luck there. But they were also lucky to not getting a penalty against them when Højlund was blocking a shot with his arm inside the box. So I guess both teams were both lucky and unlucky in that aspect. But we were more of sitting back, letting United controlling possession, and then we tried to hit them on the transition when we managed to intercept passes, which was a pretty decent game plan because we know United is not gonna cause any problems and threats unless Bruno Fernandes is involved, or like that the referee is gonna help United in some way like they usually do. I mean, our best abilities is when we can hit teams on transition also because we have the players for it. So I like the idea from Maresca that we're gonna sit back a little bit, watch the game, see what United is all about, and then we're gonna slowly adapt. And when the second half started, we took more control of the game bit by bit. It was slightly better than the first half, and in the 70th minute, Reece James is right outside the penalty box. He like turns around Garnacho like a training cone. It was hilarious. And then he's putting in his signature whipped cross into the box, and Cucurella is there to head it home and score a winning Alonso-esque goal to help us getting 3 points. And then after that, Madueke missed a complete sitter being set up by Palmer through on goal. That's something we also need to improve upon, have that killer instinct and kill games when we have the chance to do so. That's something we need to improve upon. And then we played some and just sort of cautious football, trying to waste time and just defending with everything we got. And then the referee decided to extend the game with 9 minutes on stoppage time. I don't know where he got those 9 minutes from, and there was a Chelsea fan that got enough and he like ran onto the pitch I think his blood pressure couldn't handle us conceding a 1-1 odd stoppage time. So that was pretty hilarious. At in the second half, instead of just sitting back and hitting United on transitions, we tried to control the game more and more, having more players supporting our attack. And I also liked the tactical change from Maresca that he allowed James to move up a bit further. Instead of playing in this makeshift back three, he played more like an inverted wing back in the midfield that was also contributing to attack a little bit, but also defensively wise. And that meant we could utilize Reece James shots outside the box, who is very deadly, where he hit the post in the first half. But we could also utilize his dangerous vision and crossing abilities. And that paid off. And Reece James and Cucurella is players. We know this by Reece James that he can pull out something magical out of nowhere. But Cucurella is adding this to his game as well. And I have to say, this was a leader, an experienced esque type of performance from James and Cucurella, who helped us getting those 3 points. Because and we shouldn't rely on a fullback to get us the winner goal, but it's good we having those type of players and personality in the squad. This is gonna be needed if you wanna fight for titles and silverwares. So it's fantastic that Cucurella has shown this season that he can add this to his game. So Cucurella is definitely man of the match for me. It was Alonso-esque type performance because he sometimes bailed us out under Conte, Tuchel, Lampard and Sarri, where he scored a winning goal out of nowhere from like a volley, header, free kick or something. So it feels like Alonso has been reborn in Marc Cucurella. So that's really, really fantastic to see. And if we just going back to Reece James again, by slowly measuring him this season, not giving him too much game time, and he can slowly get back into match sharpness and fitness levels, this has definitely helped him staying fit. And I feel like James is, almost back to his former self. I can understand that he's not gonna run up and down for 90 minutes like advanced wingback, but he can definitely utilize his abilities both in defense and in the attack, where he can support the attack from time to time, because he can add those crosses, those shots, those passes that the opponent cannot stop. Reece James is the most complete fullback in the world, and there's no doubt about it, which is why he's so key to Chelsea and is someone we cannot sell. I really like the chemistry that Maresca is trying to build with the centre backs, that one is gonna step up, be a stopper and close down opposition, whilst the other is covering the stopper and helping sweeping up balls in behind. So Colville has this bravery and aggressiveness to his game, and it's good that Maresca is utilizing his strength in that aspect, because he can step up, help the midfield, win a header, win tackles or interception, and then we winning back the ball and can go on a counter or continue to control the possession. And Totsin can be the cover, sweeping up balls in behind, and clear, for example, through balls away or etc. So I want to see more from this, and Caicedo I'm also very happy with. The Mystic consistent. How he didn't make it into the team of the season is incredible. I mean, he's rocking up a minimum 7 every game. Like, I think he has most tackles, interceptions out of any midfielder in this league. Palmer was fretful as well, setting up players like Madueke from goal. They couldn't capitalize on it. That has been the story throughout the season. Palmer sets up our attackers with insane chances and they can't bury them. He had some dangerous chances as well. He had like a curler in the right top corner where Onana made a good save. So Palmer, I'm happy with him as well. In terms of the lineup, we saw Tyreek George starting as a striker. It's not his best position. I'm not gonna get on him. It's not an easy game playing against three physical centre backs. But he was dropping down more like a false nine, helping out the midfield, and we were trying to play mostly down the flanks where we had Neto and Madueke. And he was receiving his first start in Premier League and completed like 70 minutes or something. So it's important for George to get this Premier League experience, but I hope we can see him in a more familiar role next time. Maybe it's better to have Palmer and Neto up front for the time being when it's only one game left and Jackson is suspended. Nune Madueke, Neto, you know, they didn't have their best game, but they still adding threat with their pace, explosiveness, power, and one versus one abilities against the United defenders, and they had massive problems stopping both of them. The only problem we're having is them not being clinical enough and that they may be taking the wrong decision in certain moments. And I have talked about this in every single video this season, but why do we spam so many crosses without any address? Like there's so many attacks we are wasting. We're near the Madueke putting in crosses, and I don't think it's down to them. This is what Maresca has instructed them to do. If we're gonna put in crosses, we need to have a big striker up front, or a striker that is good in there, like an Osimhen, Sesko, etc. Imagine if we had an Osimhen or Sesko this season and have someone putting in crosses. We would have like 10 more goals this season, and that would mean maybe we have 4 or 5 more victories and we would be in like top 3, top 2 contention, and maybe be just behind Liverpool in the title race. Who knows? I mean, a natural big striker that is clinical and fretful in there can do so much for you. Like, I hope Maresca can see that it's just a waste of time if we're just gonna spam in crosses that no one can take advantage of. It's better to put in low driven crosses, cutback passes, or have someone cutting aside, have a shot on goal, or try to make, passes in behind the back line. Then I think we wouldn't waste their attacks that much, and we will see also a few more goals added this season. In terms overall, most important thing, getting the job done. But even though if we're getting Champions League football, I still feel there's so many areas we need to improve upon, and most importantly, Maresca needs help in the market, and he has been kind of advocating for that and hinting, giving us hints in press conferences and post-match interviews that he's gonna need better players instead of sticking up Tyreek George as a striker. No disrespect to him, but he's not a striker and he is an academy player. Sticking him up front when Jackson is injured, that's not gonna take us far in Premier League and Champions League football. It's not gonna reach our goals. We need to level up this team in the summer, and it's the owners and sporting directors' job to do that. So this is going to be it for my match review. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and we're happy to read it. If you're brand new here, make sure to like this video, subscribe to my page, hit that notification bell so you never miss when the content drops, and Chelsea Explained is out. Bye.